cracking open a cold one with the boys has never been more satisfying. And with Mountain Dew Baja Blast... No, I'm just kidding. Hey, everybody. I'm not even drinking a Baja Blast. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dropkick, the Commute. My car AC still doesn't work. Man, what else? I'm drinking a yerba.
Yerba?
And...
Yerba mate?
Yerba mate. You ever have one?
That's like tea, right?
It's like sparkling tea, yeah.
I have not had it, but I should try one.
It's very good, in my opinion. Whoa. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. I've been watching a lot of wrestling, and I'm doing even better because you know why, Galeer?
Why is that?
We hit 100,000 YouTube vieys.
That's insane, dude.
Absolutely nutty. You guys are crazy.
Killing it.
Keep watching, and hey, we're not stopping anytime soon unless one of us dies.
Oh, also in unrelated news, I have a mullet now.
You have a mullet?
Yeah, I got a baby mullet.
Oh, you're trying to be like Dominic Mysterio?
Not that kind of mullet. His mullet's ugly. He's got like the fucking... He just kind of looks like a rat.
A little rat.
A little rat. That's a rat if I've ever seen
one. It's a rat.
He smells like a rat. He looks like a rat. He walks like a rat.
He is a rat.
Yeah, crazy past couple of days, past 4 or 5 days of wrestling.
It's true. We've had a lot happen. Also, before we go into the weekly shows and everything, a Vice documentary dropped today. Who Killed WCW?
The WCW one.
Yeah, so episode 1 dropped. Actually, it dropped last night, I think. And I got a chance to watch the first episode today, and I'm really excited for it. It's
a series.
It's a series, yeah. I don't know how many episodes it's going to be, but it drops every Tuesday on Vice TV, and I'm assuming they're going to just upload it to their YouTube channel as well. That's why I watched the first episode. But it's executive produced by The Rock, and then it's obviously the same team that works on Dark Side of the Ring. So it's going to be really good, and you know, the first 15 minutes of it is like a preview of everybody that they're going to interview. So they've got interviews from Goldberg, Kevin Nash, Booker T, Eric Bischoff, Vince Russo's in there. They've got everybody, dude. So it's gonna be a really good series. I'm excited. Episode 1 kind of just covers the beginning of everything, like where it pretty much talks about when Eric Bischoff came on. Because you know, WCW is just kind of its own like local thing before he took it onto TV and made it what it became. But it was really good. It talked about the beginning of everything, like how he changed it from a local show to going on to TNT primetime, you know, all that stuff. So it's going to be really good. I'm excited to see all the other episodes and all the other interviews and stuff. So
that is very exciting. And also, same producers as Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah.
Dark Side of the Ring is a great series. Yeah. I'm actually watching through it right now.
Yeah.
I just watched the one about Nick Gage and GCW.
Oh yeah.
So
that's a good one.
Some good stuff. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it so we can talk about it.
They did this bit in the beginning where, like, they asked them a question. Like, they asked them who killed WCW, right? And they all were like blaming different people. So someone said Eric Bischoff, and then it cuts to Eric Bischoff, and he reacts, and he's like, well, actually, it was this. And then it cuts to that person that he blames.
Wow.
And it just went back and forth, and I was like, damn, that's like a good opener, because there's going to be like a lot of conflict. And then Kevin Nash is like, you want to hear the bullshit story or the real story? And like, so it's going to be really exciting. Did you watch the Monday Night Wars series or no?
No.
So that's on. You should give that a watch. It's a little repetitive, like the way they set it up, because that's like a long series. So they talk about a lot of things repeatedly. But that's on Peacock, and you should definitely give that a watch. I binged it all in like a few days.
Is it like by WWE?
Yeah. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like WWE propaganda, honestly, just because they're like, oh, we prevailed because we're like, we're the greatest ever. But I think this one, because it's made by the Dark Side of the Ring people, it's going to be a lot more like Raw, like not Monday Night Raw, but it's going to be like Raw, like stories and emotions and stuff. I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah, I was hearing about the whole Who Killed WCW thing, and I didn't know that it was produced by The Rock, so that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, he's the executive producer, and they do interview him too. They showed a little bit of his interview, but I'm sure they'll talk to him a lot more in later episodes. But really exciting stuff, just like Friday Night SmackDown. Crazy episode. Yeah.
I don't know if it was advertised prior to the episode, but it was like AJ Styles addresses his future.
Yeah, so I know last week on SmackDown, AJ walked up to Nick Aldis, or maybe it was a few weeks ago, but he walked up to Nick Aldis and was like, yo, man, I want another title shot. And Nick's like, I can't give it to you. You're in the back of the line, bud. So then this week, that's where this stuff happened, and if you want to go into it.
So literally the entire night, like 5 different times, they promoted it being like, and like the closer we got to it, he'd have these little backstage interactions, and people are like, I'm hearing the rumors that you're retiring, you know, if it's true, like you had a good run, and everyone's like, what the heck's gonna happen? Is he gonna retire? But once you get to like the 4th or 5th time that it's not even the 3rd time that it's mentioned, you're like, he's not retiring.
Yeah,
like they're driving this into the ground. But he goes out there with the OC. He's dressed to the nines in a powder blue suit. And he goes out there and he promos and he starts talking about his kids, and for a second you're almost kind of like, shit, this might be real. And then he calls out Cody.
Yeah.
And Cody comes out, and Cody's like, I don't know if he's crying, but he's doing the thing where he cries.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is this real? Like, what the fuck? Cody's just a really damn good actor, as it turns out.
Yeah.
But he brings Cody out to be like, hey, if that was our last match, it was like a damn good match to like finish my career. And I would have to agree.
Yeah, it was a good end for him if it was to be his end. I mean, he got the fucking crowd of a lifetime. Like, he's probably never going to have a crowd of that level again.
Yeah, so, you know, if it was his last match, would have been a great crowd.
Right.
But we had a flashback to like 2011, no, not, it was like 2013, 2014 Mark Henry retirement angle. They do the whole celebration. Cody's holding his hands up, and they're, you know, the crowd's going wild, and then AJ Styles pulls him in, knocks him down with a clothesline. AJ Styles isn't going anywhere.
No.
He's here to stay. He takes Cody, it gives him a Styles clash off of the steps.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was wild. And so now, you know, it looks like that's not going to be a Clash at the Castle match.
Yeah, it looks like it might be Money in the Bank.
Yeah, that's my guess. And because Clash is going to, the whole thing for Clash is Drew and Damian. So,
yeah, that's got to be the main event for Clash, right? Is Drew and Damian.
Yeah, we had AJ swerved us. I mean, unfortunately, like I saw the spoilers from the episode, and I didn't watch it till like yesterday, which today is Wednesday, yesterday was Tuesday. So I already knew what happened.
Yeah.
I can't speak to what my genuine reaction would have been, but
yeah.
I feel like retirement angles, you either are like, yeah, this is real, or no, it's not. Like, I feel like you can kind of see it for a while.
Me watching it, semi-live, I watched it a little bit behind, but me watching it live, I was like, it seemed kind of legit. and then they twist it. But it was like what you were saying, where they kind of like drove it into the ground, like they kept saying it over and over all night. So that was like, like I kind of knew it was kind of gonna go somewhere, but like seeing the actual turn happen, I was like, damn, okay. Like it was good. The comparison to Mark Henry, I that was when I was not watching, so I saw a clip of it on Twitter.
Everyone talks about the pink suit, the salmon suit, which is funny too. And I went back and I watched the old segment.
Yeah,
and he says, like, when he comes out, he goes, "If y'all don't remember me, at least remember this pink suit."
That's funny.
And we sure fucking did.
Yeah.
So Cody Rhodes, presumably gonna be out this week.
Yeah.
Maybe come back, start hyping up Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that rematch too. That'll be good.
Yeah, I am too. I was the build to Backlash, I didn't care that much, but
I think now that we know that they can put on a good match.
Yeah. That'll be really fun to see.
Yeah.
One thing I just want to cover real quick from SmackDown is, like, I feel like Bayley's getting screwed over.
How so?
Like, she's only had a few matches.
Since winning at Mania?
Yeah.
She had the triple threat at Backlash.
Oh, true. Yeah, the Backlash one. So she's had one defense, and then when she comes out, like, I don't know, they're not, like, putting her in any stories. Or like anything. She's just kind of there. I think
right now the thing is she's teaming up with Naomi.
Yeah.
Right? And like getting pinned by Chelsea Green or Piper Niven.
Yeah, which is like, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. I also think the focus has really like heavily shifted to the other women's championship to Live because of everything going on there.
Yeah.
But like Bayley wasn't booked for Saudi Arabia. I don't know if she's being booked for Clash at the Castle. I'd hope so. But
yeah, like 2 PLEs in a row would be gnarly.
Also, is it just me or did they like change her music again? Like they
model.
Kept they kept like the same intro. For some reason, I'll blame Def Rebel specifically for this one, but like it'll be like if you know the original song, they'll take the intro from the original song. And then when it drops into whatever the beat is, it'll be like a different tempo beat, and it's just like a completely different song. So like Liv Morgan's, for example, hers like intro's like do 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 do, and it used to go into like a boom ka boom boom ka boom boom, and now it's just like it's a complete beat switch, but it still uses the fucking intro from her old music, and it's like. It, like, just kills it. I don't know. Really same thing for Bayley. Like, and I don't know. The timing of her entrance, too, it just, like, doesn't feel, like, big at all. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's definitely...
They need to... Her winning was such a good moment.
Right.
And they need to, ride that wave.
Yeah, and they're not... It doesn't feel like they are. Like, they're just like, okay, Bayley won, she had her moment, and now it's like, okay, what are they...
Okay,
what are
Bayley
they
moment, jeez.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. But she's getting shafted a little bit. I have a feeling that Nia Jax is going to win that championship.
Yeah, I think so.
Because she's getting a pretty big push. And although I could also see it being justifiable that she doesn't win and she can just stay being queen of the ring.
Yeah. But again, that's all the way at SummerSlam. Nia's match would be
so far away. So much could literally change by then.
Yeah, like that's months from now. So who knows what's gonna happen?
I sure don't.
Another big thing we got from SmackDown was Paul Heyman came out and he was essentially trying to warn Kevin Owens, like, yo man, don't fuck with the bloodline, you're gonna get fucked over.
But not even like you don't mess with us. It was like no, I'm scared of them too. Don't mess with them.
He was like,
these thugs.
Yeah, he was like, I'm begging you, like, please, I don't want to see you get hurt and all this stuff. And KO's like, nah, man, how am I supposed? You expect me to trust you? And he's like, I swear to God, this is from me. I do not want you to get fucked over.
He started going off on a tangent, and he like lost his mind. He was like, why won't anybody listen to me? And he like accidentally hits him with the mic, and he's like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Oh man. It's like, man, he's just very good at showing progression in like losing your sanity. We already saw it when his hair was going gray last year, and now it's like he is just like losing his mind.
Yeah. So I'm the bloodline, like the bloodline, and then the whole Liv story. Those are probably the two most compelling stories in WWE right now. Like, it's crazy because you figure like, okay, Roman loses, like what else can they do with it? But
they did it.
They did it, and it's still going, and it feels like it's going to get bigger. So
100%.
It's just crazy that like the bloodline has this longevity to it, and we're gonna see like different iterations of the bloodline now, presumably.
We need to get Jacob Fatu in WWE.
We need it. He'll be like the last one in the bloodline, like 2.0 or whatever.
Recruit all of the Samoans.
Yeah.
It's man, it's just like there's so much potential. I mean, like, I feel like sky's the limit if they're able to get like Tongaloa and Tamatonga. Like, those are two very big names internationally. So you're kind of, what are you doing if not getting more big international names? Including
And speaking of the sky being the limit and international, I thought an interesting thing was when Tonga Loa and Tamatonga came out this week, Corey Graves name dropped the IWGP Tag Team Championships.
Forbidden Doors wide open.
And I was like, whoa, man. Like, that's not something you would see before. Like, he name dropped them. Usually they're like, oh, you know, like tag team champions or like former tag champions somewhere else, or like in Japan usually they say but they fucking name dropped IWGP, and I was like, holy.
Which I loved. I love
it too.
Detail. I just let's acknowledge that there's other companies out there, except we have yet to get acknowledgement of AEW on any sort of WWE programming, which
we had it a few times. Remember, like when AEW first started, Sammy did it. Yeah, but fucking Vic Joseph almost did it.
Oh yeah, when
he was
Ethan
like, "That's
Page
Ethan Page, wasn't he in AE?" And then Ethan Page started talking.
Yeah.
So just a cool little detail that was thrown in there that I very much enjoyed.
Hell yeah.
Jumping over now from SmackDown 2.
Hang on. Sorry, I'm making a stop. It's my stop. I don't want to sit in my car.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
That's so exciting.
Let's shift gears, literally.
Okay, jumping to Collision Saturday. Collision was weird, man.
Strange episode.
Obviously the matches were good. It's Collision. It's an enjoyable watch, but the whole thing was Roddy was mad because he was supposed to be the 10th man in the gauntlet match that Ospreay
before
won.
It ended?
Yeah. Before it ended, he's like, I was supposed to be the 10th man. I got screwed over.
Yeah, okay, pal.
And so he walks up to Tony Khan, and he's like, hey, I'm pissed. I got screwed over. I was supposed to be number 10. I would have won. And Tony Khan's like, yeah, you're right. I agree, Roddy. So, you know what?
Tony Khan needs to just stop agreeing with everybody.
Yeah.
And fucking put up a wall. Too bad. Ospreay won the match. That's the fucking point of the gauntlet.
Right. So
someone could win before you come out.
And the whole thing, too, with AEW. So now Roddy is jumping the line and he has a match with Swerve tonight on Dynamite for the championship. So the whole thing with AEW is they supposedly have a ranking system, right, for titles and all this stuff and title shots.
Well, they did, and then it went away, and then Samoa Joe became champion, and he was like, let's bring it back, and then it was back, and now it's not there again.
Yeah, now it's gone again. So now everyone's just like, I want one, and Tony's like, okay. Like, huh?
I loved the ranking system.
Yeah.
It was kind of silly in its own way, but it also just, like, it made things make more sense. Now we're just giving handouts left and right.
Yeah. And it doesn't help, like, title shots being handed out like this does not help with the story problem that AEW has a lot of the time.
Nope.
Because they have such a large roster, right, where, you know, he's just picking and choosing people. Okay, you're in this feud now, you're in this feud now, you're in this feud now, and they're just quick little things, and it's like, okay, it doesn't mean anything. But the thing about this is, like, Ospreay is the international champion. He wins the gauntlet, and now he has a title shot for the world championship. And then also on Collision, he has a random fucking, like, international championship defense.
I would have said before any of this, I would have just said, give Roddy a rematch for the, and then him and Ospreay would have had another good match, and then at least that makes a little more sense. And I will say, like, I enjoyed his match with Kyle O'Reilly, and, like, it was a really good match, but like you were saying, it doesn't fit into any of this, really.
Yeah, it's just kind of,
I guess you could be
there.
like, oh, Kyle O'Reilly is, like, used to be friends with Roderick Strong, but, like, no one's fucking looking that deep.
Right. And it just felt like a random title defense.
So now we're, it's an eliminator match or a world title match?
It is a world title match.
Jesus Christ.
Swerve is defending on Dynamite tonight.
For, like, the 4th time on TV.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's so, like... Did you see Swerve on Busted Open?
I was literally about to mention that. And
I
knew they were gonna grill him about that shit, because they especially have been very, like, vocal. I mean, it's not good booking. Like,
yeah.
I kind of felt bad for Swerve, though, because they were, like, trying to, like, I don't know what they were trying to get out of him, but they were like, do you wish you were, like, represented a different way, you know, on your first day on TV as champion? And he goes, of course I do. Like, you know, but at the end of the day, it's not, like, fully in his hands.
Yeah.
So, there's not much he can do. And, like, we're not mad at Swerve by any means. We're just mad at the booker, TK.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know to what degree is there control on both ends, you know?
Right.
Who's to say? But I think he handled that interview as best as he could. Like, it wasn't, like, a bad interview or anything. He was just kind of like, he was just like, I'm super grateful to, like, be in the position I'm in, and, like, fuck everyone who doubted me. Like, I'm up top now. Like, I think regardless of how badly he's being booked, you know, he made history by being the first black AEW World Champion.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, a lot of people are behind him, and a lot of people are still behind him. So, I don't know. It is just bad booking. It really just comes down to bad booking. Like, and how is this going to factor in? Where does Will Ospreay fit in this equation? Does he fit in this equation?
For tonight's defense?
Yeah, like, I guess, like, yeah, because he was Roddy's old opponent, but still,
yeah,
like,
it's
does he fit in at all?
No. Not right now, because he's busy with the international championship. Like,
exactly.
If he... I think he should not have won the international championship. I don't think he should have.
Yeah, well, because then we lost Undisputed Kingdom, having any relevancy.
Right.
Will Ospreay's undefeated, so the second you put him in front of everyone, he's likely winning unless... like, my thought was, like, some shenanigans were going to happen that prevents him from winning, but he ended up winning.
Yeah.
And, like, he's a top guy there now, but, like... nothing makes sense.
Right, it doesn't. And so what they should have done is, like, have him lose, don't give him the championship, then it gives him a little bit more weight. It's like, okay, he wins another gauntlet because
right.
he's gonna get another shot, and then if he loses again, there's way more stakes to it, you know? It's like, okay, well, maybe he's not as good as he says because he got both of these opportunities and fucked it up. But he didn't, and he won the first one, and then he wins the second gauntlet, and now he's going to this match. So it's like...
Well, they're, like, afraid to hand a loss to him because it's gonna, like... It's not gonna kill anything. We all know Ospreay's good.
Yeah.
Like... I just... And like we said last time, it's like if you have him go into the match without a championship, then you suspend our disbelief a little bit more, and it's like, okay, maybe he could win. And then, I don't know, dude.
It's so weird.
It's so fucky. Like, I love Ospreay and I love Swerve and I love AEW and I want to see it succeed. But when they, like, this feels like 2019 WWE booking. It's just, like, so, like...
random.
Like, there's nonsensical, there's wrestling nonsensical, and then there's just regular nonsensical, and that's kind of where we're at. Is like, this just literally doesn't make any sense on just, like, a surface level, like, scale.
Yeah. It's so... They have a problem and they need to fix it. Basically.
Fix the problem.
Fix the problem. Or people are still gonna say that it's ass.
Yeah. I just hate the people that write it off. Like, we don't need to completely write off AEW here. Like, they're not bad by any means.
Yeah.
It's just like there's questionable choices being made, and you know.
Going to Raw now. Dominic is a strong man. I would fold in that ring so hard, bro.
Unfortunately, they've been putting him in the ring with women who are very easy to fold to.
I do not understand how that man has the strength to carry on. I'm like...
Look, man.
Dude, she was all over him when he came out, and I was like, oh...
I'm in a happy relationship, and you know, my partner knows I have crushes in the ring. I fully 100% with confidence clip this, send it to her. I don't care, man. If Liv Morgan looked at me like that, I might start crying, but not like in a bad way. Like, I just wouldn't know what to do with myself. Anyways.
It's true.
Dominic is in an interesting position, and I feel like you could kind of see him break a little bit. I feel like he was trying his hardest to hold it together.
I don't know if they covered this in your Hulu highlights, but we got the Pat-istrator, Pat McAfee's play-by-play of the situation.
No, what? Oh, does he, like, circle things like a football?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So Dom is in the corner, right? And he highlights his eyes, and he's trying to look everywhere, like not even make eye contact with her. And then we had Finn Balor come in and interrupt the situation, and be like, "Hey, yo dog, back off." And then she gets out of the ring, and she goes onto the apron. Dom's still in the corner, and she, like, rubs his mullet.
She starts, like, roughing up his hair.
Yeah, roughing up his hair and stuff. And Dom, like, cracks a smile. So, Pat circles the smile, like, 20 times, and he's like, "What's this? We gotta smirk!"
You can imagine that, like, Liv is, like, 100% trying to get a reaction out of him.
Yeah, 100%, dude. Because Dom is trying to keep a straight face the whole time, like, not do anything. But Liv is just, like, obviously, she's, like, trying to seduce him and steal him from mommy. And it was so funny because she roughs up his hair and he smirks. And Pat's like, yeah, we got it. He's not so innocent after all. And, like, all this stuff. It's so good.
Oh, man. He'll come around very soon.
Yeah.
And right now, for the time being, Finn Balor's trying to gatekeep him.
It's true. So Finn's like, we don't want nothing to do with you. None of us do. None of Judgment Day does. So you gotta go. And she's like, I'll leave, but does he want me to leave? Yeah. So I think what they're doing is incredible. Did you see what Jordynne Grace tweeted?
No.
So Jordynne Grace tweeted, she's like, so we're getting a custody of Dom match at SummerSlam, right? So
she's not the first one to think of it. It has to happen.
It's gotta happen.
I'm gonna say it again.
Into the meme.
You are stupid. You are fucking dumb if you don't.
Yeah.
You have to do it.
Like, if they don't want to call it that, like, don't. But make that the fucking match. Make it a ladder match. Yeah. We all know what it's gonna be. Like, you don't have to
Dominic
explicitly say
from the top of the ring.
Yeah, hang Dominic like Darby was. Like Darby was hanging. It's just Dom up there.
Hang him like a little, like, you know, like those pig dinners where they, like, put an apple in his mouth and his, like, hands and legs are behind his back. He's, like, hogtied.
Oh my god! So that's gonna be the thumbnail for this highlight, right? You're gonna Photoshop Dominic as a pig
in a hog tie. Yeah, let's do it. I'm down.
Oh my god! Yeah, but like I said earlier, this is definitely one of the most compelling WWE stories right now. Like, obviously, they've been putting so much focus on it too. Like, it's pretty much the subject of the whole episode. Yeah, everyone is.
Well, like, for the last year, like, Judgment Day's been involved in everything, like,
right?
Super heavy because there's so many of them, so they're just, like, covering the entire show.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and now it's tying into it's all tying in. Braun's still part of the fucking the shuffle, and you know, LWO and fucking Carlito, like, they're tied into it too.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone's a part of it. Everyone's having fun.
Yeah, it's been really good, and I think they're cooking.
They are definitely cooking.
Yeah, they're definitely cooking.
And I am definitely at my next stop.
Okay.
So let me run this in.
Typical Galeer. Another really good storyline that's going on right now is the Alpha Academy, Perk Gable, everything we're getting there. Heel Chad Gable is turning out to be really good. It is a blast to watch, and we finally kind of almost got Otis standing up to Chad Gable. So
we did and we didn't.
Yeah, we did and we didn't, because then I see what they're doing, because they're continuing to build it. Like, when Otis eventually fights back, the crowd is gonna go fucking crazy. They did this time, and all he did was stare at Chad. So
right.
Basically what happened is Sami Zayn was in the ring, and he's like, yo, Chad, come talk to me like a man. Chad sends out Maxine and the rest of the Alpha Academy and made Maxine read a message from Chad, basically insulting Master Gable, essentially, like, insulting the three of them, and then asking for, like, another Intercontinental Championship match, which we are officially getting at Clash at the Castle.
Banger.
It's gonna go so hard. I'm really excited for this singles match. And
remember when that championship was not important at all?
Yeah, at all. Then Gunther really did bring it up to a level of, like, damn, this is an important championship.
And it's still at that level, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. It is. He really elevated it back up, and now it means something.
Yeah.
So, so, you know, the three of them were were going off, and then Chad comes in, attacks Sammy, and then he like goes to kick out Maxine and Tozawa again. And what was that? You good?
Yeah, it was a motorcycle.
Oh.
We got some motorcycle boys. I'm rolling up my windows for this one.
So he goes to kick out Maxine and Tozawa again, and then he like goes to almost push Maxine, and then Otis steps up and he's like, "Yo, man, don't touch my girl." And he stares directly at Chad. Crowd goes crazy, and then Sammy runs to he gets up and he goes to like attack Chad. Chad dodges out of the way, pushes Otis into Maxine and Tozawa, and Chad's like, yeah, knocks everybody over. Maxine like hurts her knee. Tozawa's like all fucked up, and Chad's like, "Look, Sammy did it. Sammy pushed you. He's not your friend." And Otis believes him, and then body slams fucking Sami Zayn.
I know Otis is a little,
yeah,
he's out there, but like, he's not that dumb.
Yeah, he's not that dumb, dude. So poor Otis gets tricked, and he's like, "Ah, I don't believe it." And then he gets up and fucking picks up, he puts Tozawa on his back, and then he carries Maxine out, and he's carrying both of them to the back, and it's so funny.
Small guy, very strong.
Yeah. And then there's a little backstage segment after where Chad is like praising the three of them, and he's like, "Oh my god, you guys are such good actors, like that was incredible. I can't wait for us to win my Intercontinental Championship."
Yeah.
So,
yeah, he's going full male manipulator mode.
Yeah.
I have pivoted. Sammy is going to retain.
You think he's going to retain?
I was saying it could go either way. I'm going to say Sammy's going to retain, because then we're finally going to get that payoff, and Otis is going to help Sammy. I'm locking it in officially. You're not going to hear me change it.
That's a good point. I like that.
Unless it backfires somehow, Otis is going to get a great reaction in Scotland.
What if Chad wins, and then they
Is that it?
No, Chad wins, and then Otis eventually turns, and then they have a feud. Otis and Chad for the Intercontinental title.
I just don't think it'll... I don't know.
I don't think that feud needs a title.
It wouldn't... Yeah, you wouldn't need the title for that. I guess if you did, it would feel a little more important. Or, like, vice versa, it could, like, drag that title back down.
Yeah. Yeah, it could.
No fucking heat to Otis or anything like that, but, like... I don't think that rivalry needs the belt.
No, it's not needed.
Regardless, we're going to get a good match out of it, and then maybe when Alpha Academy finally breaks up, then we'll truly see what Perk Gable is capable of.
Yeah. Perk Gable as a solo competitor, no Alpha Academy weighing him down. Could go crazy.
Crazy.
We also had Jey Uso officially declaring for Money in the Bank. He was like, "Yo, hey Uso, last summer I was tied down by the bloodline, couldn't focus on Money in the Bank, wasn't in the match, all this stuff." So Jey Uso comes out from the crowd, and I think that's going to be his new norm, because obviously his entrance went hard again. I do too. I love it. I think it's definitely keeping him up there. His entrance feels big every time. He feels like main event Jey Uso, you know?
Also, like, now we got the Fireflies every time, which is great.
Yeah.
Great little touch, I think. Is it just... Again, Hulu version, I'm sorry, but is it... I got him and Lyra both declared for Money in the Bank. Is there anybody else?
No, so far that's it, I believe.
I was gonna say... I would say Jey Uso's a perfect pick to win Money in the Bank, but he's the only one we know of, so I don't want to say anything yet.
Right.
I also don't think he needs it, though, because I feel like Money in the Bank almost more recently, maybe not so much 10 years ago, but Money in the Bank now almost feels like we have, like, people that you wouldn't expect or that haven't won a world title win it.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, Damian Priest and Io Sky, they both were kind of more so mid-card wrestlers. The year before, I'm trying to think, Austin Theory, right? Was that it? I think he was the year before.
Yeah, Austin Theory was...
and then, I want to say Liv? That might have been 2 years ago. I don't remember. But, you know, that kind of deal. It seems lately, like back in the day, you'd have pretty big names like Seth Rollins and John Cena and like Kane winning Money in the Bank. And now it's like we're getting some people that like need that push or deserve that push. And so in that school of thinking, I don't think Jay necessarily needs to win Money in the Bank to contend for a world championship.
Right.
It would definitely like add some oomph to like his character.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's really just a matter of waiting and seeing who else we get for that match.
Yeah, you feel like Money in the Bank is just like it's a tool for elevation as opposed to...
Yeah, before it was like we just had people that like... The Money in the Bank matches were a lot more star-studded back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were.
I mean, I also think about it this way. It was like that, but it also wasn't. Because, like, I'm pretty sure Edge didn't have a world title before he won Money in the Bank.
Right.
So that...
Yeah, the first one, right?
Way.
The first Money in the Bank.
Yeah, and then, like, Rob Van Dam, right? He cashed in.
Yep.
CM Punk I think about a lot. So I guess it's not 100% like, you know, famous guys, but it like is meant to elevate people. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll have to see who else is in the match to...
Yeah,
really...
then we can better guess. But like last year, I was way off. Like I think it was Logan Paul was in last year's Money in the Bank. I thought he was going to win. You know, I feel like and in 2020, I had no idea Otis would win. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was a fun little time. But yeah. So we shall see and find out how Money in the Bank looks. But right now, we just got the two.
Yeah.
And I also don't know how many are going to be in each match.
Yeah, we'll see. Because that tends to change too, right?
It tends to change from like between like 6 to 8 people, maybe even 10.
Okay. Lastly, NXT. NXT was a pretty good episode. Jordynne Grace had her first match on NXT.
How long was it? I didn't catch NXT.
It wasn't a squash, but it was like it was a short match. It was probably less than 10 minutes, but you know, it wasn't a squash. Like the other person put up a fight.
Yeah.
But it was obviously like Jordynne Grace won, and she was, you know, powerful, like she's meant to be. She came out with a cool jacket that said NXTNA on it.
Oh hell yeah!
I thought that was a cool thing. People were complaining like, "Oh, you're not gonna give her like a TNA title card or like, you know, all this stuff." But like they announced like, "Oh, your TNA Knockouts champion Jordynne Grace." Like, you know, they're making it. And she comes out with the TNA title. It's not like she's not allowed to come out with it.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like they announce her right as the TNA Knockouts champion. I would assume, like,
yeah, they did the full announcement. Yeah,
that's more than WWE ever would have done.
Yeah, and the fact that, you know, she wore that jacket, which was like really cool. It was a cool fucking little symbol on the back, like NXTNA goes hard for like a collab like name, you know. So I don't know. I think people are complaining to complain, and you know, it shows like, you know, they're in it for this collab, like from both sides. You know, it's not like WWE knowing how they are. They absolutely could have just said Jordynne Grace, but like,
Yeah.
no, they announced her
we got more
TNA
than
Knockouts
that.
champion. Yeah, like we got what it should be.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited for more TNA collabs because I don't think this is going to be the only one, obviously. And Triple H and TNA both said this isn't the only one. Like, there's going to be more.
You know what? This might not happen, but NXT used to do a pay-per-view called Worlds Collide.
Oh, yeah?
Where they would collab with NXT UK, and they do like I remember one year it was like Imperium versus the Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
That was the first one I watched, and it was like really fucking cool. I wonder if they would bring back that concept for
Worlds Collide for TNA. That would be fucking sick, dude. That would be very cool.
I would love to see that. I feel like you don't really lose from doing this, except maybe have it be a little more one-sided WWE's way, but at least you're getting some eyes on TNA, and it gets people wondering, like, oh, I wonder if anyone on NXT is going to show up on TNA.
Yeah.
Probably not likely, but who's to say? Because we're in a new era.
Yeah, anything can happen now. And I think it was really interesting, too, because right after NXT, TNA tweeted, they were like, hey, if you like what you saw tonight from Jordynne Grace, like, the action doesn't stop. And, I mean, this is why I mentioned to you today that I might watch TNA this week, because they announced the card. Yeah. And it's 5 matches, and fucking you have Nick Nemeth and you have Mustafa Ali on the card, and Jordynne Grace is defending. So
they have like an insane amount of good wrestlers and like people too.
Yeah,
like,
and I think people seeing those names, like, they'll be like, oh, isn't that Mustafa Ali? Like, oh shit.
Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, and isn't that fucking Dolph Ziggler? Like, they're right. Gonna watch it, seeing that small card, and if that's a normal show, then they're gonna be like, oh shit, TNA is pretty cool, and it might elevate TNA to a place it hasn't been.
It might, except for the fact that TNA is on Access TV, because
that too.
I'm pretty sure you have to pay for that.
Yeah, I was looking into it
on YouTube.
I was looking into it today, though, and they post the full episodes on TNA Plus, which is like their subscription. It just comes out later at night, but it's still the same day, so it's like whatever.
Free, or is it with their subscription?
With their subscription, so it's TNA Plus is like $10 a month or some shit.
And that's not bad too, because you get the whole catalog of their pay-per-views and stuff. So like, it's like good stuff. But like, I think solely because it's not on a TV network is where they might lose a lot of people.
Yeah, I agree.
They used to be, before they fully like transitioned to Access TV, they used to be, they'd stream their episodes on Twitch.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So it was like super easy, like super accessible to everybody.
That's cool.
But then I assume they had some kind of deal with Access TV because they've been there for the last 2-3 years.
Yeah. So, NXT overall, pretty good episode. We had some more build to Battleground. I think Battleground's going to be really good this weekend. I'm excited for it. The ladder match is going to go hard. It's gonna be fire. So
yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm very, very excited. The whole pay-per-view front to back looks good.
Yeah, and then obviously we have Jordynne Grace and Roxanne, and I think that match is gonna be incredible. And I honestly, like, on paper, I think Roxanne wins, right?
Yeah.
But the way they're building it, like, it could honestly go either way.
They should just give it to Jordynne Grace just to fucking say they do.
Yeah, and if Jordynne Grace wins, it opens up, a lot of possibility. And like I said last week, TNA has a pay-per-view coming up too. So if they want to do that, they could easily just fucking have Jordynne Grace win and then send Roxanne to TNA's pay-per-view. You get the same collab, and then Rox takes the title back. Like,
it's just like, again, it's like the whole Kenny Omega thing a couple years ago. He won the world title, took it to Impact, won their world title, took it back to Dynamite.
Yeah.
And then all hell broke loose. We thought we were gonna get more out of it, honestly, because we started being like, oh, this match could happen and this match could happen, but we just kind of got like a tiny little taste of cross promotion. Let's get a little bit more out of it. It would be so cool.
Yeah, it would be really dope to see. So, overall, another crazy wrestling week. It's been a gnarly month for wrestling, and it's been a gnarly 1 month of Dropkick the Commute.
Shout out to the homies, for real.
Shout out to the homies, for real. This has been so much fun.
Yeah, dude, it's been real, and like, again, this almost didn't happen.
Yeah.
It's kind of a little bit of a far-fetched idea, but we made it happen, and it's good, and we're having fun doing it, you know?
Well, yeah, brother.
We're finishing up an episode, and I'm not even home yet.
That's crazy.
I'm usually in my parking spot, like 30 minutes before. I'm not there. I'm close, but
you're close.
You know, I'm close. Yeah, it's been real. Make sure that you drop kick some coolant into your car's AC
and get your thing fixed.
Get your AC fixed.
Oh yeah. Drop
so
kick.
you don't have to drive on the highway with the windows open.
Drop kick your weekend for Battleground.
It's true.
Yeah, so next Monday we'll probably talk a lot about Battleground. No! Underground!
Underground! Oh, sorry. Battle Under.
The Battle Down Under!
For the Intercontinental.
I'm Big Bronson Reed.
And I want Intercontinental.
All right. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.